This is Modern Service Mastery Business School with boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
All right, let's talk about something that's often overlooked when companies focus purely on revenue growth. I want to focus on healthy growth. And by healthy, I mean growth that doesn't burn out your team, your culture, or, honestly, your customers.
Right, it's like grow too fast and suddenly it's a dumpster fire. Clients are complaining, crews are stretching themselves thin. Classic mess.
Exactly. Here's what we need to nail down. Healthy growth aligns revenue with cultural values. It's not just numbers going up. It's about creating an environment where your team thrives, your identity stays intact, and your customers feel that too. You scale, but you don't lose your soul in the process.
And to do that, you've got to get creative with compensation, right? Like paying for results, not just hours clocked in.
That's a big one. Results-based compensation can look different across teams. Sales teams, for example, already live in the world of commissions. It's baked in. But for operations or field teams, you might tie incentives to project quality or customer satisfaction scores.
Or even like job efficiency. Get it done faster without cutting corners. Boom, extra cash. It's all about seeing where somebody's work drives the bottom line and rewarding that.
Right. It's also crucial to make this cultural. High-performing organizations like the ones detailed in the Oz Principle or Compensating the Sales Force show us the power of accountability and alignment. When every department knows their performance matters and they're compensated for it, motivation surges. But it's not just about money. That's where reinvesting profits wisely becomes a game changer.
Yeah, profits aren't just for lining pockets. They're like your team's fuel. More training, better gear, maybe even a gym membership. Or, I don't know, perhaps a gym membership for your career.
Nice little plug there, Mike. Wonder if anyone got it. But yes, training especially is huge. Programs that increase skill sets not only help retention, but also lead directly to a more capable and confident workforce.
Confidence on site is everything. If your team feels trained and ready, they're not second-guessing themselves. They move faster, they work smarter, and your clients notice.
And don't underestimate what a few perks can do. Whether it's better equipment or flexible hours, these small things reinforce that you value your team beyond just what they produce on the job site.
Plus, happy teams, they stick around. You don't want to waste all that time hiring and training just to lose people because you skimped on investing.
Exactly. Align compensation, reinvest profits smartly, and keep your culture front and center. That's how you grow sustainably. And it starts with making growth about more than just the bottom line. All right. Talking about aligning growth with cultural values, let's focus on what makes a thriving sales culture. At its core, it's not just about hitting numbers. It's about fostering an atmosphere where people are motivated to excel, collaboration is second nature, and burnout doesn't become the norm.
Totally. Like we've all seen it. Those toxic sales floors where people are competing so hard, it's a dog-eat-dog nightmare. That's not it.
Right. And one of the best takes on this I've come across is from Sales Management Simplified by Mike Weinberg. He talks about setting clear expectations and building accountability without making people feel like they're just cogs in the machine. It's cultural just as much as strategic.
And culture's way bigger than just rules, right? Like, it's celebrating wins, both the little ones and the game changers. I mean, who doesn't love a good shout out in front of the crew?
Exactly. Recognition is key. But let's not stop there. A lot of companies focus on sales teams when we talk about culture. Thing is, the real magic happens when every team feels that connection, feels valued. Like take operations or the field crew, they're just as critical, so why not get creative?
Yeah, like performance bonuses for those guys too. You know, hitting deadlines, clean audits, even client satisfaction scores. Boom, extra cash in their pocket. That's got to feel good, right?
Totally. It's all about tying rewards to results, not just hours worked. And not only does that improve engagement, but it also fosters pride. When you see the impact of your work and you're rewarded for it, you want to show up and do better.
Okay, quick story. There's this company I know. They flipped their whole sales culture around. They used to push hard for numbers, no breaks, total grind mode, right? But then they started setting team goals, rewarding collaboration, and get this, profit sharing. And it worked. Revenue went up, turnover went way down, and people actually liked coming to work.
Great example. You give people skin in the game, they care more. And the thing is, once you start thinking of profit as a tool to strengthen your team instead of just padding margins, your culture changes. That mindset, a reinvestment mindset, is transformational.
Right, and it's not always big stuff, like a new saw for the crew or investing in some killer training programs. That stuff adds up, man.
Absolutely. A thriving sales culture isn't something you can just mandate. It's built over time with intention, clear expectations, meaningful incentives, active recognition. It all works together. And the beauty is, when you get it right, it starts to ripple out across the whole company.
Yeah, because culture is contagious. Build it strong, and pretty soon everyone's on the same page, killing it for the right reasons. That's the dream, man.
We've seen how building the right culture can be a game changer for teams, driving collaboration and motivation. But once you've got that foundation in place, how do you use those wins to aim even higher? Let's dive into creative leadership strategies and how to future-proof your business for sustained growth.
Man, future-proofing sounds big, but it's kind of simple, right? Like, you don't just hit cruise control after a good quarter, you reinvest and double down. Keep building those muscles.
Exactly. And this is where leadership really shines. The leadership outlined in books like The Oz Principle shows us how accountability and creative thinking align. Creative leadership isn't just about pointing people in a direction. It's about pulling everyone together, giving them skin in the game, and building momentum that lasts.
So, basically a good leader says, hey, here's the vision, but then actually make sure the whole crew has the tools and drive to get there, yeah?
Right on the money. And listen, a big misunderstanding I see when we talk about a sales culture is that it means focusing only on the sales side of results. But think bigger. Operations, field teams, even the office staff. Everyone contributes in their own way. So why not tailor incentives to each department like you do with sales?
Oh, yeah. Like those ideas we were talking about earlier, bonuses for hitting project deadlines, top quality results, or, I don't know, some crazy efficient workflow. Suddenly, everyone's looking for ways to improve.
That's exactly it. Imagine this. Instead of just rewarding sales teams for closing deals, you tie the ops team incentives to customer feedback. The better the customer experience, the bigger the team bonus. Makes them just as invested, not just in doing a good job, but in excelling.
And here's the kicker. When those teams get motivated, you're not just building revenue. You're building loyalty. Your people start to feel, proud to stick around. And that's worth a lot more than a handful of temporary wins.
Couldn't agree more. The more invested your team feels, the deeper their connection with the company, the mission, and with each other. And honestly, that kind of alignment is what allows your culture to scale even as the business grows.
Okay, so let's wrap this with a thought for the GMs listening. How are you using your profits? Is every dollar just going back into chasing more revenue, or are you carving out some of it to reinvest in your people and your culture?
Exactly. Growth isn't about numbers alone. It's about creating an ecosystem where your team thrives, feels appreciated, and gets better every day. Success should feel sustainable, and it's on us as leaders to make that happen. Creativity, accountability, and results. Those are the cornerstones.
Yeah, and let's not forget it's okay to celebrate those wins and, not take everything so seriously all the time. Hard work deserves appreciation, and maybe some decent snacks in the break room while you're at it.
Absolutely. Leadership with heart makes all the difference. And on that note, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us as we explored how to turn your growth into something that lasts. If you have experiences to share, questions, or a better way, please share in the comments and build the strength of the community.
Yeah, if you're not thinking about future-proofing your culture, your team, and your profits, now's the time to start. And hey, don't forget, no matter how tough it gets, you've got this. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.